Every dream you carry, every vision you hold, every future you desire stands on one foundation, and that foundation is self-discipline, because talent alone will not save you, luck will not last long, motivation will not always be there, but discipline is the unshakable engine that keeps driving when everything else fades and people waste their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for inspiration, waiting for some magic push to move them. But the truth is, champions are not moved by moods. They are moved by habits. Winners are not built in moments of excitement, they are built in moments of repetition. Legends are not created on the days when they feel like working. They are created on the days when they don't feel like it yet. Still rise and do it. Anyway, that is the power of self-discipline. The ability to command yourself when excuses scream the loudest. The ability to rise when comfort tries to chain you. The ability to move when fear tries to freeze you. And most people will never taste greatness because they only act when they feel like acting. But you must decide to act whether your emotions agree or not, because emotions are temporary, but discipline builds eternity. And every single morning when you wake up, you are handed a choice: remain a prisoner of comfort or become a soldier of discipline. And discipline is not a punishment, it is freedom. It is the freedom from regret, the freedom from weakness, the freedom from mediocrity, the freedom from living a life of what if. Discipline is the gift that keeps you strong when life tries to weaken you, the gift that keeps you consistent when circumstances try to distract you, the gift that keeps you climbing when others stop halfway and wonder why they never reached the peak. You cannot cheat discipline because it will expose you if you fake it, and it will reward you if you embrace it. Discipline is the reason the unfit become strong, the reason the poor rise to wealth, the reason the unknown become unforgettable, because discipline builds habits and habits build destiny. Your daily choices are writing your future whether you realize it or not. Every morning you wake up late, every task you delay, every workout you skip, every promise you break is a small brick in the wall of regret. But every morning you rise on time, every promise you keep, every task you finish, every workout you complete is a brick in the wall of greatness. And those bricks become your fortress, those bricks become your empire, those bricks become the unshakable monument of your life. So understand, this discipline is not about doing one thing, right? It is about doing the small things, right, every single day, because greatness is not a single act. Greatness is not a single act. Greatness is the sum of thousands of disciplined choices stacked on top of each other, while the undisciplined complain that it's too hard, while the lazy say it's unfair, while the distracted chase meaningless pleasures. The disciplined grind, the disciplined build, the disciplined sacrifice, and in the end, disciplined win. And maybe people laugh at you now. Maybe they call you obsessed. Maybe they call you boring. Maybe they don't understand why you wake up early, why you train when no one is watching, why you say no to temptations. They think you are strange, but one day they will look at your results and call you unstoppable. They will look at your life and call you blessed. They will look at your discipline and call you lucky, but you will know it was never luck. It was choices repeated daily, it was habits mastered relentlessly, it was discipline lived consistently, and this is why you cannot wait for tomorrow. You cannot wait for the right time. The right time is discipline. The right time is now, because discipline never asks permission. It demands action, and you must demand of yourself that you rise when you want to sleep, you move. When you want to quit, you grind. When you want to give up, you focus. When you want to drift, you say yes to your goals and no to your distractions over and over, until it becomes automatic, until it becomes natural, until it becomes you. And then one day, without even realizing, you will have transformed into the person you once dreamed of being. Because discipline reshapes your identity. It turns weakness into strength. It turns excuses into execution. It turns hope into habit. And once discipline becomes your identity, nothing can stop you. No storm, no struggle, no failure, no setback, because discipline will carry you through all of it. Discipline will whisper, keep going, when the world tells you to quit. Discipline will whisper, rise higher, when others settle. Discipline will whisper, one more rep, one more page, one more step, one more day, until those whispers become shouts of victory, because every disciplined action compounds, every sacrifice compounds, every small win compounds, and the compound effect of discipline is unstoppable power. Your future self will thank you for every morning you woke up early, for every night you resisted distraction, for every task you finished strong, for every day you refused to give up, because those days will add up to a life that others only dream about. While they slept, you worked. While they wasted time, you built. While they gave excuses, you gave effort. And that difference will show. It will show in your body. It will show in your mind. It will show in your bank account. It will show in your relationships. It will show in your legacy, because discipline always leaves fingerprints. Discipline leaves the mark of greatness on everything it touches. And the bringer question is not whether you have discipline, because everyone has it in them. The question is whether you will unleash it, whether you will train it, whether you will strengthen it like a muscle. Because just like a muscle, discipline grows with use. The more you say no to weakness, the stronger your weakness, the stronger strength gets. The more you push through excuses, the easier it gets to defeat them. The more you keep promises to yourself, the more powerful your self-belief becomes, until discipline is no longer something you do. It is who you are. It is your character, your armor, your identity. And when it becomes that, there is no limit to what you can build, no ceiling to what you can achieve, no obstacle that can hold you down. Because a disciplined life is a free life. A disciplined life is a strong life. A disciplined life is a legendary life, and that life is waiting for you if only you choose it today, not tomorrow. Not when it's easy, not when you feel ready, but now, because discipline is built in the present. Discipline is lived in the present. Discipline is forged in the fire of today. And the only question left is, will you choose to light that? When you understand that your life is nothing but the sum of your daily choices, you begin to see why most people never break free from mediocrity, because they live their days on autopilot, repeating the same weak routines, drifting through hours without intention, scrolling away their purpose in endless distractions, feeding their minds with noise instead of knowledge, feeding their bodies with junk instead of fuel, feeding their souls with complaints instead of gratitude. And then they wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why they feel stuck, why they feel powerless, why success seems to belong to others, as if life is unfair. But life is not unfair. Life is exact. Life is mathematical. Life is a mirror, reflecting back to you the habits you practice in silence. And this is the truth that separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers wait for inspiration, but doers use discipline to create it. Dreamers want the reward without the routine, but doers embrace the routine because they know the reward is hidden inside it. Dreamers pray for motivation, but doers build habits that don't need motivation. And if you want to rise from ordinary to extraordinary, you must stop chasing moods and start training habits, because moods are like clouds. They shift, they disappear, they change without warning. But habits are like the sun. They rise every day without fail. They burn steady. They provide power. They never abandon you. And this is why discipline matters, because discipline is the engine that drives habits into your identity. When you repeat an action long enough, it stops being something you do and becomes who you are. And when you reach that stage, when your habits and identity fuse together, you become unstoppable, because success is no longer a decision you wrestle with. It is simply your way of life. Imagine someone who never needs to force themselves to work hard, because working hard has become natural. Imagine someone who never debates whether to train, because training has become instinct. Imagine someone who doesn't even think about quitting, because quitting is no longer an option in their vocabulary. That is the power of discipline-driven habits. They don't just change your schedule, they change your character. They don't just change your actions, they change your nature. They don't just change your day, they change your destiny. And this is why you must start small, because people fail at discipline not because they lack strength, but because they lack strategy. They try to change everything overnight and collapse under the weight of impossible expectations. But real discipline grows like a tree. It starts as a seed, small, humble, almost invisible, but watered daily with consistency. Roots deep, it grows tall, it spreads wide until nothing can shake it. And your habits work the same way. Wake up 10 minutes earlier, drink 1 more glass of water, read 10 more pages, push 1 more rep, save $1 more. Each small act of discipline may look insignificant, but stacked together over weeks and months, they build an empire within you. And before you know it, your small changes have reshaped your life. Your mornings look different. Your energy feels different. Your confidence radiates different. And the world cannot ignore that transformation, because discipline is visible. You can see it in the eyes of someone who refuses to quit. You can see it in the body of someone who has trained for years. You can see it in the work of someone who has mastered their craft. You can see it in the aura of someone who has paid the price daily and earned the right to shine. And here is the deeper truth. Discipline does not just change your results, it changes your respect, because people respect the discipline, they trust the discipline, they follow the disciplined, because deep down everyone knows discipline is rare and precious, and that is why disciplined people become leaders, not because they ask for it, but because they embody it. Discipline commands authority without words, because it proves you can lead yourself. And how can you lead others if you cannot even lead yourself? So every time you resist temptation, every time you keep a promise, every time you stick to your plan, you are not just building habits, you are building leadership, you are building credibility. You are building the type of character that inspires others to rise higher, and one day when people look at you, they won't admire your car or your house or your clothes. They will admire your discipline, because they will know it was discipline that made all those things possible. And when they ask you your secret, you will smile, because there is no secret. Only 1,000 small choices repeated relentlessly. Only an unbreakable commitment to the basics, only the daily fight against laziness and distraction, only the refusal to let comfort steal your destiny. And this is what most people never understand. Success is not sexy. It is not glamorous. It is not glamorous. It is not lightning bolts from the sky. It is boring. It is ordinary. It is mundane. It is waking up early when you want to sleep. It is working when you want to rest. It is saying no when you want to indulge. It is showing up again and again until the world can no longer deny you. And if you embrace this truth, if you embrace the boring, if you embrace the ordinary and do it with extraordinary consistency, you will rise above the majority, because the majority cannot handle boredom. The majority quit when it is no longer exciting, but discipline thrives in boredom. Discipline thrives in boredom. Discipline thrives in repetition, thrives in doing what others refuse to do. And this is why the disciplined few will always rule the undisciplined many. They will always earn more, achieve more, become more, because discipline is the ultimate multiplier. It multiplies talent, it multiplies time, it multiplies opportunities, while the undisciplined waste time chasing pleasure. The disciplined invest time building purpose, and those investments compound into greatness. So stop asking when your breakthrough will come. Your breakthrough is already here. It is hidden inside your daily habits, hidden inside your alarm clock, hidden inside your workout shoes, hidden inside your journal, hidden inside your work ethic. Stop asking for the miracle. The miracle is discipline. The miracle is in your routine. And if you honor that routine long enough, you will watch your life transform into something so powerful, so unstoppable, so legendary, that people will say you were destined for it. But destiny is not fate. Destiny is discipline lived consistently over time. Destiny is built, not given, and you have the tools to build it right now. All that remains is whether you will take the hammer of discipline into your hands and swing it day after day, until your future stands unshakable in front of you, like a fortress built from sweat, sacrifice, and relentless self-control. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is power. It is the tool that takes the raw chaos of life and shapes it into order. It is the architect of greatness, the silent force behind every champion, every innovator, every legend. Because without it, talent is wasted, potential is wasted, dreams are wasted. And the saddest thing you will ever witness is wasted greatness, not because someone lacked ability, but because they lacked discipline. They had the dream, but not the structure. They had the desire, but not the daily actions. They had the spark, but never built the fire. And life is littered with such stories of people who almost made it, people who had everything except consistency. But that will not be your story if you decide today to embrace discipline with everything in you. Because once you taste the strength of self-control, once you realize you can command yourself, you will feel more powerful than anyone who tries to control others, because power over others is temporary, but power over yourself is permanent. When you can master your impulses, when you can master your focus, when you can master your habits, then nothing external can break you. Storms may come, setbacks may hit, pain may try to drown you, but you will stand firm, because your discipline is your anchor, your shield, your sword, and every time you practice it, you grow stronger. Think about it every moment you say no to distraction. You sharpen your focus every moment you push through fatigue. You sharpen your resilience every moment. Keep your promise. You sharpen your integrity. And all these sharpened qualities become weapons that carve your path through the resistance of life. Discipline does not make life easier. It makes you stronger, so you can handle the weight of life without collapsing. And here is the irony most people think. Discipline restricts freedom, but the truth is the exact opposite. Lack of discipline is slavery, because when you have no discipline, you are enslaved to your moods, your cravings, your laziness, your distractions. You become a puppet pulled by strings of weakness, but discipline cuts those strings. Discipline gives you true freedom, because when you control yourself, you can create the life you want. You can build the body you want. You can earn the wealth you want. You can cultivate the relationships you want. You can pursue the dreams you want, and nothing can stop you, because you are no longer controlled by temporary impulses. You are guided by long-term vision. Imagine the difference between someone who eats whatever they want, whenever they want, and someone who eats with discipline. The first person may feel free, but in the long run, their health chains them with fatigue, disease, and regret. While the disciplined person enjoys the true freedom of energy, strength, vitality, imagine the difference between someone who spends every dollar for instant pleasure and someone who saves and invests with discipline. The first feels free while spending, but later is trapped in debt, stress, dependence, while the disciplined person enjoys the freedom of choices, opportunities, independence. Imagine the difference between someone who works only when they feel like it and someone who works with daily discipline. The first feels free while procrastinating, but later is chained by failure, while the disciplined person enjoys the freedom of success. That is the paradox. Discipline feels heavy in the moment, but light in the long run, while lack of discipline feels light in the moment, but heavy in the long run. And the wise choose the heavy today to live light tomorrow, while the foolish choose light today and suffer heavy tomorrow. So ask yourself every day, do you want temporary comfort or permanent freedom? Because the answer will define your future. And when you finally embrace discipline fully, you will notice something magical. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop wasting energy in debates of should I or should I not. You stop bargaining with your excuses. You simply do what must be done without thought, without hesitation, without resistance, because it has become your way of life. And that mental silence, that inner clarity, that freedom from constant self-conflict is one of the greatest rewards of discipline. People talk about peace of mind, but peace of mind is not found in laziness or indulgence. Found in discipline, because discipline aligns your actions with your values, your daily life with your highest vision. And when there is alignment, there is peace. When you live disciplined, you sleep better, because you know you lived fully. You work better, because you know you gave your best. You better, because you show up consistently. Discipline even improves your relationships, because people know they can rely on you. People know you are steady. People know you will not break under pressure. And that reliability is rare in a world full of excuses and broken promises. So discipline makes you trustworthy, and trust is the foundation of every deep bond. So not only does discipline build your success, it builds your character, your reputation, your relationships, your legacy. Because long after your achievements fade, what will remain is the story of your discipline. People will say, unstoppable, she was relentless. They never gave up. They never compromised. They lived with a standard that lifted everyone around them. And that story will outlive your possessions. It will outlive your trophies. It will outlive your fame, because it will be etched into the lives of those you inspire with your discipline. And that is the ultimate legacy. Not just what you achieve for yourself, but what your example awakened in others. Because your discipline becomes a torch that lights the path for others struggling in darkness, showing them that they too can rise if they embrace consistency, self-control. And when you think about it, that is the highest purpose of discipline. Not just to create a better life for you, but to create a better world. Through you, every act of discipline sends ripples of strength through the people who witness it. Every routine, every sacrifice, every refusal to quit plants a seed in someone else's mind that maybe they too can rise higher. And when enough people catch that fire, entire communities transform, entire generations transform, entire histories transform, all because of one person who decided to live with discipline. So never underestimate the power of your daily habits. Never underestimate the impact of your self-control. Never underestimate the legacy you are writing with your choices right now. The world may not clap for you today. The world may not notice you today, but one day the results will be so undeniable that they will have no choice but recognize you. And when they ask how you did it, you will not need to boast or brag. You will simply say, I lived with discipline. I kept my habits. I refused to quit. And that will be all the explanation they need, because the evidence of your life will speak louder than any words. And if you want future, if you want that freedom, if you want that legacy, then stop waiting, stop negotiating, stop doubting, and start living discipline today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, today, because the life you want is built brick by brick, and the bricks are your daily habits. So pick them up, place them with intention, and watch the walls of your dream rise tall, unshakable, indestructible, because you chose to be disciplined when others chose to be weak.